I had similar conversation with Sean, especially about Saturday night. Look, Texas State, they really put it out there defensively. They were playing tough. They were playing hard. I was very impressed with what I saw from them.
Right.
But obviously, you guys have never sat around and waited for somebody to give you something. Generally, you go take it.
Right.
Running lanes weren't there. I'm sure it's frustrating for Jalen. Terrence is a little bit of a different kind of runner. You guys tend to run maybe some different kinds of plays for Terrence than you run for Jalen.
Right.
Number one, what was your observation of the opportunities to run the ball well Saturday night? Maybe some reasons you didn't. And then number two, with a guy like Jalen, who I know, his attitude is Mach 3 at all times. How are you trying to make sure mentally you're keeping him patient, keeping him within the scheme of the offense, and not trying to force it, even though things aren't quite clicking right now?
Yeah, from my guys, I think that was an issue early on. I thought I thought Jalen was really amped up and ready to go, and he battles trying to run with some patience at times. He wants to really get downhill right now, and because he is an explosive guy, and I just felt like we didn't adjust very well to some of their movement, and then we got pre-snap penalties or post-snap penalties, and for whatever reason, we get behind the chains. It makes it hard to run the football, and so once we kind of got some things ironed out, and we ran the ball well down the stretch, and ended up, I think we averaged about 4 yards a carry, and then but didn't have the attempts that we normally have, didn't have the number of plays that we normally have, because we struggled so much in the first part of the game. But I feel like that we got to be a little more patient, and it'll be there. I give credit to them. I thought they played really well.
When you see opportunities for Terrence to come in, again, he's a different kind of runner, really, than Jalen is. Is it really, you kind of look at him and say, rather than try to make him fit a certain type of running play, let's just run stuff he's good with. Did you see him being maybe a little more successful, especially kind of like you said, down the stretch? Maybe you wore them down a little bit because he is such a physical runner?
Yeah, he runs hard with the ball in his hands. He's kind of a bowling ball type guy. He's not really trying to make you miss. Like if you watch, kind of, he's going to break more tackles than he makes guys miss, where Jalen is probably about 50-50 or maybe a little bit more, spinning out of tackles, making guys miss, that type of stuff. So they are different. They're both really strong, and I felt Terrence, I was really proud of him, when he came in and stayed in for like an 11-play drive and a 12-play drive, and we were kind of talking after the game, and this is what he's been waiting for, was to have that opportunity, and he did well. He stepped up when we needed him to, and I was proud of him.
As far as depth behind those two guys go, because they're kind of the defined 1 and 2 as long as they're healthy. Obviously Marcus got injured in the Savannah State game,
right.
Sat out this week.
Right.
You've also, we've seen Devonta and Datrick a little bit as well.
Right.
What is the plan kind of going forward behind Jalen and Terrence, and do you see keeping those freshmen active in that rotation throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately injury bugs hit us, and the guy that we kind of had always kind of had our ace in the hole was Darrington, and Darrington's been out, and so between him and Marcus getting injured, missing some time, then those young guys got to step up, and they've done well. I mean, they we kind of spot played them, and that was big. Datrick goes in in crunch time the other night. I mean, we're in a big drive, and Terrence is running the ball well, and he just gets gassed, and needs a couple plays, and first college snap is on the road in a big conference game, and he had 2 snaps and did well. So, we're going to play them, and it's kind of all hands on deck. Whatever it takes to win, and those guys have done well picking it up and playing hard.
Switching gears and flipping over to special teams for a minute. First 3 games, I would imagine you may feel differently. If I'm sitting in your chair, I'm pretty thrilled with the performance of special teams all around. I think they've done very well. The punt team has held up really well. You guys have controlled field position for the most part. Michael has kicked the ball extremely well. Even Ike, got a couple of return opportunities on Saturday, and I think he averaged 31 yards on 3 different returns. So you got some guys really performing out there. Talk about special teams in general. Where do where is your level of satisfaction with them? But then, what's kind of the next stage of improvement for those
Yeah,
guys?
I think we're off to a fast start. I think we certainly are affecting the game in a positive way. You just mentioned, the guys you mentioned are doing well, and Xavier the other night, that was a huge play when he batted the ball down and was able to get it off and save us from a block. And Mike knocked down some big field goals. The kickoff return coming out of halftime was big, got us great field position, and that's you know that happens because we're blocking it well. Guys are playing fast, or understanding what we're trying to do. So really pleased with the buy-in of the kids. They're the ones making it happen. They're really kind of picking up on what we're trying to get done. And really the next phase is let's just keep making it better. How many times can we get the ball to the offense across the 50? How many times can we pin them back? And that's really the goal. And we're really, as we talked about on Sunday, just a few little things. Finishing a block here, making a better decision there, from really breaking the game open and continuing to thrive there. So yeah, we'll keep working.
Good deal. Stu, I appreciate